In today's video, low sodium diets may be a bad idea.
All by myself.
Hey guys, this is Paul Rebello from ProPhysique.com, and today I want to talk about a topic that I found pretty interesting. I got a direct message on my Instagram questioning the idea of a low sodium diet based on a post that I had made. So what I started doing was some digging about low sodium diets because, again, I want to make sure I'm giving you guys up-to-date information. I actually found something interesting, that a low sodium diet may actually increase insulin resistance, which would be a bad thing for us as athletes. And it got me really thinking, do we take low sodium dieting too far? For those of us that have ever seen or worked with one of these meal plans where we're not allowed to season, not allowed to add salt, which is very common. I've seen lots of plans sent to me by coaches, these plans that I would consider to be, the 7 magic food meal plans where you're only eating like fish and asparagus and no salt, no seasoning for weeks and months on end. Well, could that actually also be doing some harm? Is it actually increasing insulin resistance? Well, I'm going to link a few studies below that say it could be the case. I want to state for the record, what I suggest my athletes do is try to get a minimum of 3,500 milligrams of sodium a day. So what exactly is a low salt or low sodium diet? Well, it's defined as having no more than 1,400 to 2,500 milligrams of sodium a day. I have had some people tell me that that was exactly what they do. That was on the high range of what they do. And I suggested they make an increase to that. And lo and behold, they felt better and they looked better. So where does the idea that salt and sodium is bad for you come from? Well, it is associated with some risks if you have heart disease. However, the population that I work with does not have heart disease. In fact, we are, I would say, on the elite side of the physical condition. We are athletes. Yes, bodybuilders by nature are athletic. We are sweating profusely. We are training hard, okay? Even if someone is not a bodybuilder and they're just very active, sodium is so important. The list of things that sodium is responsible for is too much to list here. I don't want to give you the stats, okay? It is just responsible for so much. It has to do with the beating of our heart, the digestion, the transportation of glucose to our muscle cells. And this is where insulin resistance may be playing a role. If you're not getting enough sodium, it may be more difficult for you to digest carbohydrates. That's just something I thought of off the top of my head, but I don't want to get too far into that. So what I want to talk to you about is how you should approach adding salt to your diet. Because if you go from 1,000, 2,000 milligrams of sodium a day to 10,000, you're going to see something happen. That's called fluid retention and possibly edema. That's going to make your joints puffy. It's going to make your ankles puffy. You're going to see some loss of detail in your physique. Instead, if you gradually increase it, you'll get a much better response. It can actually increase performance in the gym as well. Sodium is something that I make sure I take in a bolus prior to going to the gym and training, okay? It helps me stay hydrated, it helps me perform, and I'm not gonna lie, it helps you get a nice little pump in the gym. The pump is important. So how does it actually increase the pump? Well, sodium pulls fluid into the blood, increasing blood volume, making blood thicker. So if blood volume is thicker, you can see how that could be a problem for somebody with a heart disease. However, for us athletes that are pumping blood no problem, in fact, when I'm in very good shape, my resting heart rate is so low that I feel adding that sodium in helps me get that full veiny hard look in the gym. So when the question came in that this person said that their significant other was asking them to restrict sodium, well, I would ask to make sure that this person is educated, because I feel like there is actually some health risks associated with too little sodium, and there are very few health risks associated with too much sodium. You see, our bodies adapt to our sodium intake levels. I have some clients taking over 10,000 milligrams of sodium a day as they report to me. They look fantastic, they feel fantastic. I I myself actually find my sodium intake drastically increases the leaner I get. I find that I crave sodium more the leaner I get, which makes sense to me because I have less body fat. And so when I have less body fat, I'm processing fluids much quicker. So I'm probably on the edge of dehydration a lot more frequently than when I have a lot of extra body fat. Again, just my hypothesis behind that. But I figured I'd link the studies below that show you that it's possible that a low sodium diet may actually create insulin resistance. Again, not something we're looking for if we're bodybuilders. So my suggestion, keep the sodium in, salt to taste. Just be consistent with it. If you don't have high fluctuations, you'll be fine. One of the biggest problems with a super low sodium diet is the second you go off your diet, you go on vacation, you go have an alcoholic drink, a margarita with salt on the rim, you go out to dinner, restaurants are typically going to load up their foods with sodium because it tastes good. So you're going to have an adverse reaction just because your sodium levels are naturally so low that when you eat a little bit of extra sodium, well, you get that response. If you keep your sodium levels a little higher, you won't have these huge fluctuations. Okay guys, so the information's below in the box. Hopefully this answers your question and it gives you some thought behind what you're going to be doing in the future. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I just thought I'd give you my insight. All right, guys, have an awesome day. This is Paul from ProPhysique.com, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
All by myself.